My name is Nipun. I'm a technical marketing engineer, and I'm here at the CXC in front of the traffic cabinet. And I'm excited to talk about how we are making the traffic intersection smart using services, Cisco services in the cloud, the Cisco IoT operations dashboard, and namely the three services that are going to help us bring visibility and connectivity for troubleshooting and security into the traffic intersection network. So we're looking at three services such as edge intelligence, cyber vision, and secure equipment access. So in this specific use case, we have two components that are Cisco, right? We have the IR1101, which is the router for the network, and we have the IE3400, which is your backbone switch. All of these are connecting the network. The IR1101 is providing the PAN backhaul. We have a LiDAR that's classifying and sending object data to the northbound data link. How do we make this smart? We have edge intelligence, which is consuming data from the LiDAR system. It's taking, classifying the object on the IR1101 through a broker and then sending that northbound. We have the IE3400, which can be connected via secure equipment access, and we can troubleshoot the network. We can also connect via secure equipment access to the IR1101 if needed, or the LiDAR. And finally, we have cyber vision that is securing the network. If you have an unauthorized device that's connected to the network, for example, a rogue device, you can have cyber vision, flag that, and send that, have that port shut down. So this is how all of these services are being tied together and making the traffic intersection and traffic cabinet smart.
All right, so if we look at the picture here and go into a little bit more detail on how the network functions and give you a logical view of what's happening in the entire network. And again, this is in the context of a traffic intersection where we have traffic cabinets mounted on the poles or the signal intersection or the signal mounts. And each of these cabinets, as I mentioned in the CXC video, they have a IR1101 as a router that's backhauling the data or a cellular network back to the traffic command control center. And you have the IE3400 switch that acts as the layer 2 network for the devices connected in the cabinet. And all of these shown here are connected or in network, a simple flattened network for the purposes of this illustration. But essentially, you have the 1101, the LiDAR system that is on the same network, and potentially signal control devices that control traffic light phase for perhaps signal preemption or first responder control. You also have the agents that are running on the IR1101, which is the edge intelligence agent that's taking data coming in from various sources, which I'll go into a little bit more detail in the upcoming section. And you have cyber vision that is securing your cabinet devices and the network. You can see what is flowing through your cabinet network and what is being connected. And then if you have any troubleshooting use cases or issues where you've lost connectivity or you've simply not been able to get data from these devices that are on the network, you have secure equipment access agent and the service that is able to connect remotely to equipment connected in the cabinet. So let's take a use case and actually let's get a little bit more specific, and let's take a use case where we have the utility, or rather the Department of Transport and the Traffic Control Center that's interested in classifying objects that are entering the intersection. So we have essentially someone entering the intersection that needs that data to be sent to the control center for perhaps data analysis, analytics for use cases where they want to measure the amount of traffic or pedestrians going through an intersection at a particular time. Or the other use case may be for signal preemption, where it's tightly coupled with the signal phase based on someone being in the intersection or not. So this could apply to things like first responders, where they want data coming in from the intersection if someone is there in the intersection through the LiDAR sensor data. So let's say someone enters the intersection. So you have a LiDAR mounted on the traffic pole, and that's detecting the person. And the LiDAR is connected via a network and is networked back through the i3400 switch, and it is that network is backhauled via a cellular interface from the IR1101. So the LiDAR essentially is sending, in this case, it's sending an MQTT message to the broker on the IR1101. And that broker essentially is uh, uh, available on the public network or the public cloud for to listen to and to consume, right? So you have that data that's being sent through the LiDAR on a IR1101 router, Cisco IR1101, for consumption by other cloud services. That data is sent to Edge Intelligence, at which the Edge Intelligence application and Edge Intelligence service, which in turn can send that to again, as I mentioned, to a data lake or a northbound uh, uh, broker or another service of your choice. So essentially, the Edge Intelligence application or service in the cloud is acting as the connector for your various data sources sitting in your traffic cabinet. Now, let's assume that someone has connected an unauthorized device or a rogue device into the cabinet, has compromised the physical security of the cabinet, and is able to plug in a device that can spoof the MAC address, or basically start replicating or listening for data on that network, right? So the first step here is to detect that device or flag that device as a unauthorized device. And here's where cyber vision steps in, and it can essentially tell you that a device has been connected to the network, and the person or the controller sitting in the command center or the traffic control center can essentially see a rogue device being connected to the network in the cabinet and take action based on that connection. And finally, if you have issues with the network, for example, your LiDAR stops sending a stream of data to Edge Intelligence, for example, or you lost connectivity to one of the other devices, signal control, stop sending data to your control center. You have secure equipment access, which can essentially connect remotely through the IR1101 agent, the secure equipment access agent on the IR1101, and get into the interface of the LiDAR in this case. So, for example, if you wanted to see if your LiDAR stops sending data, you can essentially remotely log in SSH or get a web GUI interface into the LiDAR configuration page through secure equipment access and troubleshoot and configure it. So this is giving you a full, secure, and a network-enabled solution level play into your traffic cabinet, and essentially making the intersection smart and controllable, secure, and giving you that network access that you would need to be able to control all your devices. All right, thank you.